Hi everybody, we are the PWADT project, and for our presentation we will be exploring the 4-drive theory, which seeks to explain how employees are motivated in the workplace. For our video, we will delve into what the 4 drives are, how they can be utilized in businesses, and a real-life example of an organization that has already utilized the theory. But before we delve into what the theory is, who are the 2 people that made it in the first place?
The 4-drive theory was developed by Paul R. Lawrence and Nitin Nohira, both of whom are associated with the Harvard School of Business. Lawrence was a professor that studied heavily in the field of organizational behavior, making groundbreaking research and publications. These books have been cited by many students and scholars worldwide. After studying his undergraduate in sociology and economics, Lawrence received a Harvard MBA degree in 1947. He remained at the institution as an instructor and a doctoral student, and was eventually promoted to assistant professor in 1950. He later became a full-time professor with tenure in 1960. By the end of 1967, Lawrence was the Wallace-Brett Dohan Professor of Organizational Behavior, a position which he remained until his death in 2011.
The other co-creator, Nitin Nohira, received his MBA at University of Mumbai in 1984. He joined the Harvard Business School Leadership Initiative in 1988, serving in multiple positions, such as co-chair of the Leadership Initiative, Senior Associate Dean of Faculty Development, and head of the Organizational Behavior Unit. In 2010, Nohira became the first Indian American dean when he was appointed as the 10th dean at Harvard Business School, a position he remained in until 2020. In 2001, both Lawrence and Nohira developed a theory about human nature called the 4-drive theory, which in an organizational context implies that every person has 4 mental drives that they work with each and every day. This includes a drive to acquire, a drive to bond, a drive to comprehend, and a drive to defend. They premiered this theory in their 2002 book, Driven, which seeks to explain how human nature and human behavior influence the choices that we make in our day-to-day life.
Now I'll be talking a little bit about the drive to acquire. The drive to acquire is an internal drive that everybody has. What it does is it motivates us to obtain things such as material items, social status, or power within organizations. Now, it is crucial for engagement and performance. This is because it motivates us to work towards our goals in order to achieve rewards. Now, there are 2 types of rewards that can be given to satiate this drive: tangible and intangible. Tangible rewards refers to the physical rewards that can be given, things such as bonuses, benefits, or promotions. Intangible rewards refers to the non-physical things that can be given, such as recognition for work, job security, or prestige within a team. Now, these rewards can be very beneficial for organizations should they utilize them appropriately. This is because employees will push themselves more when they know that there is something to gain. The improved productivity and motivation will then in turn lead to better performance. And as a side effect, it will also reduce turnover. This is because employees will feel recognized and valued.
Okay, so the second part of the 4-drive theory is our drive to bond. It's our natural motivation to seek and try and form connections with one another, attempting to find a sense of belonging. This desire is also very apparent in the workplace. It is a need that pushes us to work together as a team with our coworkers and to trust and accept one another. When organizations support bonding and encourage it through team bonding events, their staff is much more likely to stay engaged over time and be more loyal to the company. This is crucial in creating a positive, more committed work environment.
The drive to comprehend is our built-in motivation to learn and make sense of the world around us. In organizational behavior, this means that people naturally want to understand their work, solve problems, and figure out how things connect. When employees feel like they're learning and growing, they're more engaged, more confident, and more satisfied in their roles.
When speaking about the drive to defend, we refer to the instinct to feel safe and ensure justice. So this instinct often activates in situations of employee conflict where they feel the need to defend themselves for their sake. In terms of ensuring justice, it can also come up in third-person situations for other people. It also influences how employees make ethical decisions and approaches in the workplace. So this drive lives in the back of employees' minds with every decision to ensure that they're subconsciously defending themselves. And it also aids in setting an employee's ethical standards. Workplaces try their best to avoid activating that drive to defend. In an effort of doing that, we see that a transparent and open workplace increases employee motivation and commitment, which counteracts the drive to defend. In general, the drive to defend is a drive best used to create protocols and rules, but not a drive that you want to see activated in the workplace. The drive to defend is activated in workplace conflict and activates the fight or flight instinct.
The four drive theory does have its limitations. The theory itself tends to oversimplify human behavior as it ignores certain traits and values such as one's cultural, social, and emotional factors. However, we think that the positives outweigh the negatives when it comes to determining organizational behavior. The benefit is that the theory is very broadly applicable. It should be utilized in the workplace because it can help employers diagnose organizational behavior problems among the staff and create and target solutions more effectively for employees based on their dominant drives. For our project, we wanted to find an organization that currently utilizes the four drive theory in its business practices. We were able to speak with the accounting manager at Tough Duck at their downtown offices. Tough Duck is a local organization that sells safety gear and workwear. The organization not only handles the production of the clothing, but they also test the durability and quality of the product to ensure that it is suitable for customers.
Tough Duck's been a family generational business, 3 generations now. It's been operations for 85 plus years. We offer an arrangement of safety clothing garments, workwear, winter coats, coveralls. Been really time tested for durability and quality.
Tough Duck also has its own ways of applying the drive to acquire. They do this by hosting annual company and department-wide reviews. During these reviews, they discuss individual and group performances.
We do have annual reviews as well, to talk about performance for the year as a company-wide performance metric, and also individually on how they've contributed to the company goals.
This motivates both the groups and the individuals within the groups to work harder throughout the year so that they may receive recognition and gain a sense of validation. This all serves as an intangible reward.
At a company like Tough Duck, you can clearly see that the drive to bond is apparent in their workplace. This can especially be seen in the accounting department where there's a really strong connection, even with some employees that have been around for over 25 years. Although their tight-knit workplace has been around for so long, new members have no issue fitting in. This tight bond was built through years of experience, working during stressful times and quick deadlines, as well as through company events like their annual summer barbecue and holiday parties.
Company-wide, we have kind of annual events. We have a summer barbecue at Kildonan Park, where we bring together all of our warehouse members and our office team, and we go out and have an afternoon of fun and games. I think we get along great. Like, I've been here for nearly 3 years. We have a lot of fun with potlucks and dressing in similar outfits for holiday parties, but we also work very hard when we are put against timeline crunches and deadlines.
Trials and activities like these amplify their natural desire to connect with one another and provide countless benefits to the workplace.
When we spoke to the accounting manager Tough Duck, she gave us a great example of how the company supports this drive. Tough Duck recently introduced a program where employees can spend a day working in another department. So, for example, someone in accounting might spend a day in logistics or marketing just to see how things run outside of their usual tasks.
I have employees that have spoken that they want to learn other aspects of the business. So one thing we had done over the last year is to have this employee sit with different members of my team, with the understanding that their main role is still their day-to-day tasks that they've been assigned, but given the opportunity to learn everyone else and observe what they do.
Employees really enjoy this because it gives them a much clearer picture of how the company operates. Instead of only understanding their own role, they get to understand how everything connects, and that really satisfies their curiosity in a more meaningful way. Furthermore, it helps them understand why their work matters at a large scale. This kind of cross-department experience also supports professional growth. The manager at Tough Duck mentioned that some employees are interested in learning more or trying out different areas, and this gives them the chance to explore without having to switch departments. Overall, Tough Duck supports the drive to comprehend by creating a workplace where learning and curiosity are encouraged. As a result of this, employees feel more engaged and more connected to the company's mission.
At Tough Duck, conflict resolution is important. We know that the drive to defend in the workplace is activated through conflict, so in order to combat this at Tough Duck, they emphasize the importance of two-way communication, allowing for feedback and dialogue.
Each team members will have different personalities, right? So we always try to work together and understand where each individual's coming from. We have that two-way communication to kind of talk through the difficulties.
So two-way communication is where information is sent and received from both parties, such as a conversation between two parties or video calls and text messages. This might seem obvious, however, two-way communication in terms of conflict and resolving differences is very important to emphasize, as sometimes people may choose not to communicate directly towards others they're in conflict with. The emphasis on two-way communication benefits Tough Duck's conflict resolution, as transparency is key for all employees. All employees have different personalities, but they mesh together easier when all employees feel open to share their thoughts and opinions. Think of this. Imagine trying to solve different pieces of a puzzle, but you can't see the other parts of the puzzle. Challenging, right? It's the same thing in conflict resolution. Being able to see things from another person's perspective helps you bond closer to that person and helps you integrate yourself into that team a lot easier. It becomes much easier to be transparent in an environment where everyone is open to share their thoughts and opinions, which is what Tough Duck does in order to catalyze transparency within the team. To wrap up this video, the 4-Drive theory offers a great insight into how employees are motivated in the workplace. As we observed with Tough Duck, a company thrives when it looks beyond simple financial incentives and actively nurtures the drive to bond, acquire, comprehend, and ethically defend. Whether it's through fostering a tight-knit community or establishing transparent two-way communication to resolve conflict, balancing these 4 drives are essential. When leaders understand and activate these motivations, they build a culture where employees feel valued, understood, and truly driven to succeed. On behalf of the PWADT project, thank you for listening.